So, I think this man is about to launch the XRP ETF on November 7th. Here's why. So, on October 13th, Mercury was at 10 degrees of Scorpio. This man's sun natally is at 10 degrees of Scorpio. On the 13th, this man declares Bitcoin not a bad asset, signaling new era for institutional adoption. On the 27th, he was a speaker at Future Investment Initiative, the FII Institute, which is an institute, an annual event bringing people together to invest in the most promising solutions. Okay? On the 27th, Mercury was at 27 degrees of Scorpio. His natal moon is 27 degrees of Taurus. So this shows him speaking, Mercury, about investments, Scorpio, and his understanding the moon about assets or finances, Taurus. Okay? Now here's what's really crazy. He's about to have a Mercury return. See, his Mercury is at 2 degrees of Sagittarius, okay? On the 31st, Mercury is going to be at 2 degrees, as well as Mars going to be opposite his moon, okay? This happened on the 31st. So this man is about to be in the news again. He's about to be in the news again, and it's more than likely going to be about something financial, because not only is his Mercury at 2 degrees of motherfucking Sagittarius, Uranus is at 0 degrees of Gemini, so it's going to be opposite his Mercury, right? Well, it's currently opposite his Mercury, but it's going to be opposite his Mercury return. So this is going to be some type of unconventional news about the markets, which is Mercury, right? It's going to be truthful because it's going to be unconventional truth about the markets, okay? Stay with me now. Now, by the 7th, Mars is going to be on his Mercury. Now, remember, Mars is the planet of aggression. It's assertiveness. It makes you do things. So whatever he spoke about the markets is going to make him do something about the markets, right? Stay with me. Now, this is where XRP comes into play, okay? So according to the XRPL website, this is their website, the ledger was first launched in June 2012, okay? Now, according to this article, it was June 2nd of 2012, okay? From that information, you gather this natal chart. Now, it's not going to have the right ascendant because I don't know the time, but this is the natal chart in a nutshell, okay? Now, why is this important? Because the North Node is at 4 degrees of Sagittarius. Now, this is critical. Please pay attention to this. This is last year, November 6th, when Mercury was at 4 degrees of Sagittarius, which is on XRP, the XRPL's North Node, okay? November 6th is when you started to see this 400% plus run-up, right? November 6th of 2024. Stay with me, this is very important. Now, November 3rd of 2025, Mercury is going to be at 4 degrees. Now remember that date, November 3rd, 2025. November 3rd. Now, remember I said that this gentleman's Mercury was at 2 degrees and Mars is going to be there, so it's going to make him want to do something on November 7th, which is 4 days after the Mercury on the XRPL's North Node. Now, this is very important. Please stay with me. We're almost there. Now, if you've been paying attention to the stuff that's been happening in the community, this says, I cannot give you an exact names as I worry it could change the timeline. 4 days after the death of my hero, JB, is the last chance to buy. 4 days. And for those who know, you know, okay, 4 days. Now, this is why this is so critically important, okay? Watch this shit. Now, if you go back to my video, go back on my list and watch the video, it says the death of JB, where I use astrology to show the mathematics of how this man may pass away by November 2nd or November 3rd. And remember, November 3rd is 4 days away from November 7th, when Mercury, the planet of news and the markets, is going to be on the XRPL's North Node. Remember, 4 days away. I do not think that it is a coincidence that this man is having a Mercury return right before Mars goes on his Mercury, causing him to do something about the markets right after the potential death of JB, which if you go back and watch the video, you see how that makes complete sense. And it's 4 days, which if you've been paying attention, if you know, then you know that this is something that's been in play for a minute, 4 days. And like I said, if you remember last year, the 6th of last year was when we had that run up. It's when we had that run up last year. It's when we had the run up. It is extremely possible that the XRP ETF gets released on November 7th, 8th, 6th, that time period. But I'm thinking the 7th. It's possible. Now, it's going to happen. I don't know. And this is not financial advice, and I'm not a financial advisor. Please contact your financial advisor for any and all financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. Okay. Now, this is also why this is also important. I completely forgot about this. Stay with me. I'm about to bring it all back again. Now, remember, this is the exact day that he's supposed to do something about the markets, right? But now look, Mercury is at 6 degrees of Sagittarius. Now, why is this important? If you go back and watch my last video about Andrew Tate, and I said that this man is going to start a war. Now, it may not be a physical war, but it could be one online. And it just so happens, this is so crazy how all this shit is lined up. It just so happens that this man's Mercury is at 6 degrees of Sagittarius. Now, why is this important? Because when you have a Mercury return, especially if you're famous, then that means you are more than likely going to have something come out about you in the fucking news. It happened with JB. It's probably going to happen with Larry Fink, and it's probably going to happen with this man as well. Now, this is important because this is a perfect distraction from the launch of a potential XRP ETF from the public knowing, because if this man starts a war, the entire internet is going to go ablaze for an extended period of time. It's going to be crazy. And then what actually happens after this is that Mercury goes retrograde. So it's very possible that the XRP ETF comes out, and then while Mercury is retrograding, everybody is all types of jumbled up in the brain and shit, and then it comes back, and then by the time Mercury comes back to its retrograde point, and everybody's clear-headed, it's too late. You don't already missed the boat. And that is why I think this man is going to launch the XRP ETF on November 7th, 8th, 6th, but November 7th. I don't know what's going to happen. Like I said, it's not financial advice, and I'm not a financial advisor. Please contact your financial advisor for any and all financial advice. It's for entertainment purposes only, because I don't do none of this shit. I'm just someone who looks at the motherfucking stars. But look, this gotta make motherfucking sense to this bitch. Let me know what you think in the comments below.